What's going on? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Shit Guys Talk About. I got my man, the Manic Genius in here. I got my boy Phil, CLS in the building, and we got Taj back. So before we jump into these topics, man, how's everybody doing?
So,
excellent.
Very good.
All right. So while we was in the back, Manic Genius was definitely talking some mess and stuff. In a couple weeks, we're going to have the review of CLS track and the Manic Genius's track. So episode 19, we're at 17 right now. That'll be going down in 2 weeks from now. So whoever don't show up with the track is a forfeit. Any words before we jump into the topic from you two? The prize fighters?
What the guy talking trash eating a Granny Smith apple? I think wasn't that what he was eating? It looked like a Granny Smith.
Was that a Granny Smith apple?
Granny Smith apples are green.
I thought it was.
So what type of apple was that?
Oh, it's
because
it looked green from over here, motherfucker.
I got a green screen. This is red. Can you see a little bit? Yeah.
It was red. So what's it like? What do you call it? What's the red one? Can't remember the name.
I usually eat was it Fuji apples?
Yeah. Fuji. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, those are real good. It wasn't a Fuji. It was I'm drawing a blank. I forget what apple it was, but it wasn't a Fuji. Love those.
So what you got to say about your track and what's been kind of leading up to this point?
Oh, it's pure fire. I mean, at this point, just the victory should just be handed to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
You were saying you're gonna get on CLS's top 10 list, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. I went and rewatched that episode, and I realized he had LL up there, and I'm coming for that spot specifically. So
yeah, the only way that song's gonna be fire is if you were listening to that shit in your car and someone set your car on fire while the song was playing, like some Waiting to Exhale type shit. Like Angela Bassett set your car on fire while the song playing. That's how that shit was fire.
Nah, I mean, I listened to the rough draft that I did, and I was like, man, I could put this out, but
you're just gonna perfect it a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
I think I might throw some ad libs on it. Just
you said ad libs.
Yeah, I might do some ad libs on it.
And you know what's funny? He's sitting here throwing LL Cool J under the bus, and he doing the same shit he do, as far as rewriting his verses and tweaking, doing all these little extra tweaks and all this extra shit.
I mean, I had my verse done the same day. The same day the competition. No, I was ready to release it the next day.
You rewriting stuff, trying to make it better.
Are you rewriting stuff, man? Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
I don't need to rewrite anything. This was created. This was written and produced within 6 hours of the challenge acceptance.
So you're kind of implying he's ducking you then. That's what
I'm. I mean, the first week we were supposed to do it. He's like, I'm sick. I was like, I
had COVID. Like I had this shit for real. Like I wasn't dying or anything, but I did. It like fucking writing no damn songs.
I mean, that's the level. That's the level of when you challenge the Manic Genius. I bring that in people. I bring sickness.
No, motherfuckers. Sick people bring sickness.
Doom. Huh?
No, sick people to bring sickness. Not your
I'm sick, bro. Like I'm sick. My track is ill.
Okay. So I hope y'all have the same energy on that day, because me, Taj, Phil, and Jessie, we're gonna rate everything. We're gonna break it down.
That song it's probably gonna stink like the hallway in the hospital.
Yeah, both of y'all ended up being trash, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah. If y'all trash, then we're gonna come up with some rules, because if it's both trash, then what is that, like a default? Or we still got to choose a winner?
Nah, so if it's both trash,
you got
step in and we gonna start rapping, because
we might.
I'm just gonna have Phil sing. That's at that point.
Yeah, I'll just sing and bring everybody back. That's cool. I got y'all.
All right, well, you can sing. This nigga rapping about jellyfish, and you can rap about fucking iguanas and animals and reptiles and shit. You can rap about that. They had a reptile convention here like last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Taj, I'm surprised you ain't show up, man. Where the animals at?
It was downtown.
But all right, man. I just want to get some shit talking out of here, man. Before we start. So that'll be coming soon. Definitely tune in to episode 19. If we don't get some tracks, there's gonna be some call outs for forfeits. So all right. So the first topic tonight is love conditional or unconditional? And I'm gonna pull up a clip real quick, and then we're gonna break that down. So give me 1 second. Bear with me. Struggle streaming out here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and play it right now.
Who typically pays for the dates?
He does.
I pay for the dates. Any special occasions where you cover the bill?
Like, it's random. It's like very random. Like random.
I only typically will let her like buy something small,
Yeah.
like maybe like a sandwich at Starbucks or something. But like 99% of the time, I always cover the bill. It's never a question.
You guys live together?
Yes, we do.
Does he cover most of the bills?
All of them.
All of it.
What else do you bring to the table?
I hate this question. Like, he always asks me this, and I hate this question.
Well, realistically, what do you think?
I mean, I think I'm very nurturing to him. I provide, like, I do the laundry. I make sure, like, I clean the room, the house. I provide, like, unconditional love.
Do you think if it was the other way around that you'd even be with him? If you had to take on his role and he took on yours?
No.
Why not?
Because I like my man to lead. I like my man to be the alpha. I like to be submissive to my man. And I feel like I can't be that way if I'm the one lead.
When you guys go out,
All right. So that's the clip pretty much.
That's interesting.
So based on that clip, man, and to give them context, like, is love conditional or unconditional? So conditional pretty much means like there has to be like something attached for that person to pretty much love you and stuff like that, or even be with you. There's some like, like a lot of times, I guess females in the YouTube space be like, oh, he's got to be a provider. He has to do this. It's like a laundry list of stuff. And then guys might have some conditions too, where it goes to like looks and stuff like that. So based off that clip, do you think love is conditional, and especially in that scenario? And I'll go to Phil first on this.
So I'm gonna say this: the only conditional love that I feel is in this world is between a parent and a child.
The only unconditional.
Unconditional. Yeah, parent and child, or a owner and a dog, or something like. Because like if you look at a child is gonna love you no matter what you do. You're gonna love your child no matter what you do. Same thing with a pet. They could shit everywhere, but you're still gonna be like, oh, it's okay, Fido. I still love you. It doesn't make a difference, right? But with like the way the human beings operate, I don't care who you are. Everyone has a condition. Everyone has something that they want out of it that may not break them up, but it's something they're not going to put up with. And eventually it'll break apart because of that condition. So a lot of people could say it will be money or education or, just specific things about them. Like, okay, I don't want you to smoke. I don't want you to drink, whatever the case may be. But in her case, how she just described that whole thing, she's essentially telling herself. She straight up lied and said, oh, I'm unconditional. No, you just answered the question. If it was flipped, you wouldn't take care of old boy at all. You would leave him the first chance you got. So her love is completely conditional. And I think a lot of women are fixated on the fact that the man has to take care of everything. But like me having a little girl, I'm consistently pushing my little girl to be like, hey, no nigga needs to take care of you. You need to be independent. You need to like take care of your shit from the beginning. So that way, if shit does break apart and y'all do split up, you're not now dependent on this man. You can take care of yourself. You don't need him. You may want somebody in your life, but I want you to need anybody. Just like either one of us, we want the person we're being with. We don't need them. So that's what I'll say.
All right, Taj, I'm coming to you real quick. Do you think is love conditional or unconditional?
I actually agree with Phil. What I will say different is it all depends on that particular person, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is, for instance, he's saying that he will let her pay for a sandwich or whatever he said. That's his choice. If he wants to take care of the bills, that's on him. There are some women and men, for that matter, who want to lay their hair down with their partner. Nobody wants to be with the same sex. Like for me, I don't want a woman that's going to up and tell me I don't need you. Everybody needs somebody. I don't want to be with a guy. You know what I mean? I want to be able to be the man of the house. You know what I mean? And you can be extra. You know what I mean? That type of deal. But that's just me. It may not be the same, with someone else. It all goes by on like that person's perspective on a relationship. So I honestly feel like you shouldn't put finances or anything like that on love. Um, it's it shouldn't be conditional, regardless of who it is. It should be unconditional, regardless, especially if it's true. Um, you know what you're willing to put up with. You know, it doesn't mean that love is going to change, and well, at least it shouldn't, for that matter. Um, so no, I just drew a blank just now, but you guys get what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I'm on love. Love shouldn't be conditional by any means. If it's real, it's real. If it's not, it's not. You know, but don't waste nobody's time.
Taj, let me ask you a question because I like what Phil was mentioning when he's like raising his daughter. Do you kind of raise your daughters the same way, like to
So
kind of
what I
be
do,
independent?
I'm glad you asked that for real. So what I do with my girls is this. Yes, I teach them every single day. You do not need a man to take care of you. You know, but at the same time, I don't want them going out here thinking that they don't need anybody, you know, to where they chase away that special man in their life, all because they're too afraid or too dominant to really let their hair down. You know what I mean? You know, I don't want them running around here saying, I don't need you, I don't need this, I got my own this. That's all fine and good, but you don't need to boast it. You know, you don't need to go out here and chase away that special man who was just trying to be a man. You know what I mean? And if you gotta let them, like, just let them feel like that. You know, in the back of your mind, you don't need them, but at the same time, you don't need to make him feel like shit either. You know what I mean? Or dismiss him because you know he ain't got this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? So
I appreciate that. All right, CLS, I'm coming to you. Is love conditional or unconditional from your perspective? And in that clip,
I mean, based on that clip, it seems conditional. Like she's only with him, you know, because what he can do for her, him being, I guess, the breadwinner and the provider, and him being able to pay all the bills and provide a lifestyle, a certain lifestyle that she's trying to live, whatever. And I actually said, yeah, I mean, she wants to be with someone who's gonna be a good leader, good provider. Since she could be totally submissive to him. But I still think in that situation that she should still bring something to the table. She should be like an equal partnership. You know what I mean? I should be able to because you never know. I mean, what if he gets sick or something happens or whatever? She still he has to know that he can rely and depend on her, and she's still going to continue to be there for him if something happens. You know, something happens to him and he's unable to work and he's unable to I guess like pay the bills and provide that lifestyle that she's probably accustomed to.
yeah, no, that's a good point. And to ask you the same question, because your daughter, do you kind of teach her to kind of the same way, like to be somewhat independent and don't be reliant on somebody or don't depend on other people? Is that the kind of advice you would give her?
Well, that's the advice I would give her. I don't live with my daughter, and she stays with her mom. But if you know we were living together, I mean, when I see her, I mean, I talk to her. But she's only 8 years old. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's only so much I can tell her that she's gonna like
Be able to
so
process.
much gonna sink in. You know what I mean? Process with
yeah,
that
absolutely.
age, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But when she starts getting older and stuff, you will kind of tell her like, hey,
Oh yeah.
okay,
Yeah. I'm gonna tell her. Yeah, if you're gonna be with someone, I'll tell her the same thing. You know, I would tell my sister. Well, I told my sister like, yeah, I mean, you want to be with somebody who's gonna somebody who's gonna make you better and bring out the best version of you. And I don't know, like if you select a partner, if that person doesn't help improve the quality of your life, I mean, there's really no reason for you to be with that person because they're not building you up, and you guys aren't building anything together. So why are you with the person if he's not making your life better? So no point you being with the person.
no, good point. All right, Manic. Is love conditional or unconditional?
I think a lot of people really just don't know what love is, first and foremost. I'll answer the question. I think in the example in the clip that you just played, her love is absolutely conditional because she claimed that she, I don't know if she said that she loved the guy, but based on what she was saying that he does for her in her life, and it's because he's the man, so if he were to not do those things, she wouldn't respect him as a man. She wouldn't see him as a man. And his manhood is based on her conditions that she set based on how she grew up and how she was raised. This is a direct gem to all guys. Never let a woman define who you are as a man. They have a hard enough time defending, figuring out what they want to eat. You never allow a woman to define you as a man and what is manhood. They've never walked in the shoes of a man. They've never done with the challenges of competing at a man's level. So I think her whole analogy of what manliness is, quite disrespectful, reducing us down to, chores and financial security. So her love is absolutely conditional, and I would advise to stay away from women like that. But I agree with Phil. You get unconditional love from your children, and you get unconditional love from your pets, and the buck stops right there. When I say people don't really understand what love is, it's really just a strong like. And when you first meet somebody and you start having those, wow, this is amazing, and you have that chemistry, those butterflies are going, like you could see yourself with this person, and it just starts to develop. It's a strong emotional connection, and then once that dust settles and you start realizing who that person is, and you'll start to naturally find things that you guys don't agree on, or things that you can nitpick, or, oh, this person lifts the toilet seat up, or their place is messy, or they're always doing little things like that. So I think over time, love naturally just fades. And it can obviously come back to some degree, but love, when dealing with relationship dynamics between a man and a woman, are very conditional. If you treat a person like shit, they're going to definitely stop loving you eventually.
Good point. So let me, hey, what's going on, Jesse? Let me play this clip for you because we're breaking down this clip. Or did you already watch it before?
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Okay, let me pull it up real
I've had
quick,
a
and
lot
then
going
I'll get your
on.
perspective, and then I got some more questions based on the clip. Give me 1 second.
Typically pays for the dates.
He does.
I pay for the dates.
Any special occasions where you cover the bill?
Like, it's random. It's like very random. Like random.
I only typically will let her like buy something small,
Yeah.
like maybe like a sandwich at Starbucks or something. But like 99% of the time, I always cover the bill. It's never a question.
You guys live together?
Yes, we do.
Does he cover most of the bills?
All of them.
All of it.
What else do you bring to the table?
I hate this question. Like, he always asks me this, and I hate this question.
Well, realistically, what do you think?
I mean, I think I'm very nurturing to him. I provide, like, I do the laundry. I make sure, like, I clean the room, the house. I provide, like, unconditional love.
Do you think if it was all the way around that you'd even be with him?
If
You had to take on his role and he took on yours.
no,
Why not?
because I like my man to lead. I like my man to be the alpha. I like to be submissive to my man, and I feel like I can't be that way if I'm the one leading.
When you guys go out,
All right, Jesse. So based on that clip, and even in life, do you think is love conditional or unconditional?
I think that it can be conditional. That's a clear example in the video that she said that she wouldn't be with him unless the roles were the way they are. So that is a condition based on what you want. So I think everybody has a lot of different standards of what they want, and things that they will tolerate or not tolerate. If a person is not bringing this, then they won't stay with them. Or if this person is let me see. So yeah, if a person is bringing that to the table, then fine. But if he wasn't and she had to be the one paying the bills, then she wouldn't be with him. That's a condition. But as far as unconditional love, like, I think sometimes comes from your family. Sometimes your family will give you unconditional love. I think it's possible for another human being to give you unconditional love. It just doesn't happen that often in the dating world because people have their stipulations and they don't want to get past them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, just based on that video, definitely she gave a whole list of conditions and stuff like that. So yeah, I like what you guys were saying because yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. But yeah, I think human to a certain extent when it comes to like the I'll say opposite gender, or if you're dating somebody else, then yeah, there's going to be some conditions and stuff like that. Because I think probably society, you know, kind of established those roles for so long that people got it in their head. Yeah, I don't even know a case where you could almost exercise unconditional love to be truthful. I mean, you have to be so selfless at that point. So yeah, I think there's always going to be some conditions with some stuff. But I want to go around real quick, and there was a couple things in that video. So like the part where they were asking, what do you bring to the table? Do you think that's a good question to ask somebody? Because I was listening to some date and or to some like YouTube videos, and they were just like, you know, that's corny to ask that question. Do you think that's a fair question to ask somebody what they bring to the table? And I'll go to you. I see some heads shaking, so let me go to Taj first on that.
I mean, yeah, it's not corny at all because especially in today's world, you know, you need help. You know, if you coming into my life, man, you gotta bring something. You know what I mean? It's not like the good old days where the man can take care of one house, you know, everything by himself, you know, like the head of the household, like he's supposed to be. You need your woman to be able to help you out too. So yeah, you gotta go down a whole list because I guarantee you they got a damn list waiting for your ass. So you know, you gotta make sure it's like you can't ask me what, you know, if I have this and that and you don't have this and that. You know what I mean? So we in 2023, man. So yeah, I'm asking you that.
What about you, CLS? Is that a fair question to ask? Like somebody that you're newly dating?
No, I agree with everything he just said. Because yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. You want to you want to be with somebody who's bringing the same things to the table. You know, you're bringing to it. What they say, being equally yoked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had a girl check me once too. So I mean, it's the same thing. She was just like, "Well, I need more than just good dick and a nice smile." You know what I mean? So
Corey, you know you trash, my nigga.
No, I'm just saying. I had a chick say that to me before. She was
like flex.
No, she was being a smartass, yo. She was being a fucking smartass. That was just her being a smartass, bro. I was like, you bring more than penis. I mean, like, what the hell? Yeah, of course. You know, you have your own place. I'm working. I got a car. You know what I mean? Got a little bit of money saved up. You know, a couple coins in the bank.
See how that's stupid, man. All right, Phil. You think that's a fair question to ask, like somebody else?
Not exactly that. Like, I wouldn't phrase it like that. But like, if I'm first dating somebody, the first couple of things I talk about is like, you know, what do you do for a living? You know, what are your goals? What type of things do you like to do for fun? And I can kind of like, by process of elimination, figure out where they are, like what type of things they would bring. If I got a chick that's like, oh, I'm in school, I'm working at a bar, blah, blah, blah. But then she's like really trying to pursue something that's like beneficial, then great. Yeah. I'm going to ask those questions, but not exactly like that.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, I feel that.
What about you, Manic? Is that a fair question to ask?
I jumped the gun. I said absolutely. That is definitely a question to ask, yeah.
Would you just ask it like blunt like that, or would you take it like a Phil approach, kind of like?
Oh, definitely. I would take a philosophical approach.
Okay, you don't gave my man a name change and stuff.
Yeah. No, I definitely would. I would figure out that exact same question, and you know, in a series of questions, and I'd word it to a point where they don't really know I'm asking, you know, that question. I wouldn't necessarily, you know, I when I first started dating, I was asking questions like, "Hey, what do you do?" But I soon realized that, you know, women who do like have certain jobs, you know, some women are just a little tricky on that. So I don't necessarily jump off the bat asking that question, but I get to it.
What do you mean by that? Like if they like high earners or something, they might.
Yeah. I was talking to one woman, and I had asked her that question, and she just took so much offense to that. She's like, "Oh, I could tell you from DC because that's all DC dudes do." And she's like, "What you want?" And it was like, I probably make more than you. I was like,
damn.
Yeah, straight out just said it, and I was just like, "Well, maybe I don't know what you do, so it's possible."
Look at them feet, you'll be able to see.
Them hands, them hands too.
That's what I be. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Eating heads.
But just by that response, she was ineligible for me.
I was about to say, like, how'd you like walk her down? Like, did she like allow you to explain why you was asking that question?
Yeah. I was just like, I'm kind of trying to see, like, if there's any like similarities that we have, and like if we kind of share the same sentiment and like, thinking about a future and like visions and all that stuff. And it's just like it's a nice thing because some people actually have a job that they're passionate about, right? So if she's in a position where she's in a job that she's passionate about, that tells me a lot about her character. It tells me that she wanted to do this for a long time, and then she executed, had the discipline, stayed consistent, and hit that target goal of hers. So it's not necessarily the job that I was looking for. I was, looking for more of the background as to the why, but obviously I didn't get that. We kind
of like this chick.
Yeah. Eventually, she was just ineligible. I was just like, I don't deal with women who have that level of disrespect. I'm just trying to talk to you and off the rip.
What it would have been gangster if she would have just like threw a stack of 20s at you, just like, you broke ass, shut up. I make more than you, punk. Or her champagne on your head and stuff. But I apologize. Go ahead.
That's crazy.
Nah, then
I just got a visual.
Yeah. So then she started telling me, she didn't tell me what she did. She started telling me the cars that she drives and stuff like this. And I was just like,
she was stunting them. That's what I'm talking about.
Flexing.
Like Corey.
Yeah, she was flexing. Huh?
Yeah, nobody's doing
that. Just flexing.
No one's
what would she drive? What was one of the cars?
Oh, it was a I think one was an Audi and then one was a Benz. They were like newer ones. So she did make money, but I didn't look at that as like, oh my gosh, she's making so much money more than me. I just looked at it as like, oh, okay, she's got debt. It's like, I don't. So
did she pay for the dinner? I would have slid that bill. I'm like, since you flexing, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah. Like, waiter.
This wasn't a dinner date. This wasn't like a person I had talked to. This is just like cold, just out and about, just like at a bar, just like, yo, what's up? Holler at her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this was a light conversation. I was like, hey, I ain't mean to offend you. Like, all right, y'all, you have a great day. You be blessed. So you could have bought me a drink. I'm like, no, I'm good. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it, play girl. You got it. You got a big baller.
She definitely stunned on you though.
Yeah.
Nah, she tried.
How did you feel like walking away? Did you feel like a little defeated in that situation?
No, not at all. I felt relieved that I didn't waste any time with her. Because a lot of times guys will meet women and they'll get those red flags and they won't jump off quick enough. So it's just like she saved me the time because I could tell after she did that comment, she was waiting for like, a negative reaction from me that she didn't get. And then I still continued to talk to her and, we exchanged information and whatnot. And so like, she thought there was going to be a follow-up. There wasn't.
I kind of feel like you should have married this one, man. I'm a gold digger. I would have been pushing that, them whips. I wouldn't have been around. She'd be like, you ain't shit. I'm like, I know. I told you that day one. You already knew this. Let me hold the whip. No, I'm joking.
I wouldn't have been the type of guy that would have been good for her because I wouldn't tolerate any of her, nonsense. So she needs like a dude who really doesn't, have his thing going for him. Because like I could tell like it was like a control type of issue going to be with that type of mentality.
Based on my in the house, folding laundry and cooking, and
yeah, he would have had that apron on.
Nah. I didn't get that vibe from her. I got the vibe that she'd be like, "Oh, here, bae, have you can drive the whip. Here's the keys." And as soon as I take it out, why are you taking my car to this location? I have a tracker on it. Like, make sure you're only over here, and since you're out, pick me up. This. Yeah, that's the type of vibe I got from her. Reel you in, yeah, to control you. Like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that with me.
So her
bar. You should have took that role though, man. No, I'm joking.
Nah. Be her personal secretary? No, I'm good.
Hey Phil, what was you about to say?
I was like, her letting you borrow in the car was conditional.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
My man Manic would have been a full-fledged housewife.
Yeah. It's like, well,
Over there
you're
getting
happy,
verbally
happy life.
abused and shit. She would have walked in the house like, I don't smell any dinner, Manic. Where's it?
So he would have been in the kitchen making flambe.
Like, hey, how was your day at work? Shut up.
I had a terrible day.
All right, Jesse. So, would you ever ask that question?
Yes, yeah. I think you have to. I think you have to because you gotta see at the very least see how they respond. You know, like what is the response? Are they gonna get offended by the question, or are they gonna give you real answers? You know, like you gotta fill it out to see if see what's what, and just based on their answers, make a decision to move forward or not.
Would you ask it direct like that, or would you kind of like do like Manic and Phil, kind of go around it?
No,
and...
I'm gonna go around. Yeah, I'm gonna go around, and I ain't gonna ask that directly, because like I mean, in my experience, women get put off by directness to a degree. They want a little bit more, jazz with it. They want a little bit more flair. They don't want you just come asking you questions like, "What's your favorite color? What's your favorite hobby? What do you like to do for fun?" They don't want it to be like monotone, monoboard, So yeah, no, I wouldn't ask it like that.
Hey, Jesse, just one point off what you said. You said women don't like the directness.
They don't all the time.
Yeah. What you saying? They can't handle the truth?
Sometimes.
They like to be played sometimes.
I'm asking directly. What do you bring to the table?
First question.
Straight up off the bat.
I can see Jerk right now with a list. With a whole
Hi,
list
I'm the
of
Jerk.
booklet.
What do you
He's
bring
like,
to the
okay,
table?
You want an interview? You messing with me? I'm trying to dig in. I'm trying to see you get triggered. Like, what do you bring to the table?
That's not a bad thing, man. Test them triggers. That's for sure.
What do you bring to the table? That's a wild question to ask. The very first question you ask when you see the person in person.
First question, yeah. No,
What do you bring to the table?
Not gonna be that. I want to see if we vibe. I want to see if we vibe together first.
Yeah.
Doesn't depend on what you're looking for too, right? You know what I mean? If you're looking for something casual, then why does it matter? You're gonna get the same. You're gonna get, I don't know, like hard dick and bubble gum.
How come everything turns into sex with you?
Dude, niggas rapping
every damn thing.
You act like you don't listen to like you act like you don't listen to today's rap. Do you listen to the music that's on the radio right now that's being played?
Hell no.
What do you think these niggas are talking about?
He listened to Sade and Kenny G.
He's sitting there listening to Kenny G, or what do you listen to again? No, he said R&B. He just listened to R&B.
Yeah.
You need to listen to what's going on, like current events, like what's going on the radio right now. What these young dudes are rapping about, because your kids, I promise you, your kids are listening to this stuff when you're at school, when they're watching TikTok videos and all that. They're already exposed to this music. So what do you think? You got to keep your ear, you know what I'm saying, stay in tune with what's being played right now too.
I get CLS. I get the vibes you listen to, like Doja Cat.
He does.
I like Doja Cat. I do.
Was that Ice Spice? He over there listening to Ice Spice.
Damn right. Ice Spice, case I need something to munch on. Damn right. I'm a munch. I'm a munch. Shit. I be a munch. I'm a proud munch.
You wild, bro. You wild.
Man, you act like, man, don't even get on here and act like none of you niggas aren't eating pussy, man. Fuck out of here. Everybody on here a munch. Everybody on this panel is a munch.
My man Manning went to icon mode.
He ain't trying to hide. Everybody on this bitch is a munch, yo. Everybody on here a munch. Fuck out of here.
I cannot confirm nor deny that last statement.
Dude, everybody on here, this panel's a munch. I promise you. You might not be just munching on random chicks, but you munched at some point some chick that you like.
Bro, do you know what that means?
Huh?
Do you know what that means?
I know what it means, man. It has more than one meaning. I listened to the lyrics of that song, bro. I know what you talking.
Oh, you listened to the lyrics of Ice Spice?
He got that shit.
No, I don't
what
think
is wrong with y'all?
I don't think you understand what it means. What does it mean, CLS?
Dude, she had to, when she wrote that song or whatever, she had to find a word that rhymed with lunch. What rhymes with lunch?
Yes, but
No,
but
he's
it
asking,
actually
do you
has
know
a
what it
meaning.
means?
Do you know what the word munch means?
I know. Well, I know what I think it means. I mean, as
Okay,
far as
what do
like,
you
tell
think
us
it
what it
means?
means.
Because I'm gonna tell you what it actually means.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you, like I said, you might interpret.
No.
it
Tell
differently
me
than I
what
do.
you think it means, CLS.
It's basically a guy that's only basically like a doormat. It's basically a guy
Wrong.
that's not really bringing much to the table besides, I guess, sexual pleasure, right? There's some
No.
that's just pretty much it's just like a chick that has a side dude. You know what I mean? She's not trying to be with the guy, huh?
Okay,
So like a sucker.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
sucker, pretty much. Basically a sucker.
None of us up here are suckers,
simp.
CLS.
A simp.
None of us are up here.
Yeah, definitely don't follow that category.
You said all y'all up here are munches. No, we're not.
No, you know what? It can have more, but you can, like I said, you can interpret it any way you want. I mean, your interpretation might be different. I'm just saying.
A munch is a
go.
person that gets, like, the guy gives a girl dome, but don't get shit in return.
Right.
At all.
Right.
And then
Gets
gets kicked out.
nothing in return.
Oh, okay, got you.
We are not that.
I am not that.
Of course,
I do not
Nowhere
identify
near
as
that.
a munch, CLS.
I just want to put that out there.
Well, dude, well, I'm just saying.
That's how you know. CLS got
Let's
Jessie.
take a vote. Who wants to drop CLS off this?
CLS, are you still a munch?
How about at some point or whatever, you all did munch on some pussy? How about just leave it at that? How about that?
CLS,
Now
that you understand what a munch is, do you still consider yourself a munch?
No,
I can neither confirm or deny that.
By that definition, no. No, by that definition, no.
No, okay.
So not the Ice Spice
Nobody
definition.
up here. Nobody up here.
I get something in return. I usually get something in return, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
CLS. It's an even exchange. It's always been an even exchange.
You only change that up now though, because he explained to you what it was.
Dude, it can mean whatever the fuck you want it to mean, bro.
No, it's got a very clear meaning.
That's cool. That's cool. It's really what the fuck you want it to mean.
Yeah, you was about to be on Ice Spice's like list. They would go put CLS on there. Oh, he's a munch, girl. Hit him up. Hit his IG up.
Your DMs were about to blow up, CLS.
Oh yeah, they still gonna hit him up. They gonna test him. They be like, yo, he was a happy munch.
So you would come over here, drive through for the business, and leave.
And just
all right, nothing in return.
Yeah, I mean, but all right, we'll look at it like this. So you mean to tell me, and don't even fucking lie. Everybody on this panel has been played by.
Oh, you know I'm a liar.
At some point in your life, you've all been played. We've all been played by somebody. Just like you didn't play somebody at some point in your life. Everybody has. Don't front like you've never been played by a chick before, because you have. Right?
I haven't played anybody.
I mean,
fuck out of here.
I take relationships very seriously.
We've all got burned before. Everybody on this panel got burned before. We all been burned.
In fact, have never been burned.
Yes, you have. You don't want to admit it. You're in denial. You've been burned before. You didn't got your feelings hurt. You look like, I'm pretty sure somebody done broke your heart and you was fucking sliding down the wall crying and shit like Drake.
I've never cried.
You say he was sliding. He did the hand over the face.
I've never cried over a woman.
That's just sliding down the wall crying and shit. Yeah.
Freedom. Yeah. I can see that happening.
Respect.
Yeah, you and Drake.
And dignity. And I only expect that in return.
Hey guys, I do have to jump off here. I'm eating dinner with my mom. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Take care, Jesse. Thanks for pulling up, though, man, and giving your perspective.
Hey, y'all finish the show strong. I know it will be. Look forward to it.
All right, man.
All right,
man. You take it easy.
Look at Jesse being a wholesome guy.
That's what I'm talking about, Jesse.
Yeah.
The family.
You know,
man.
look at that beard.
Gotta trim it up.
We'll catch you next time.
I know that beard looking biblical.
Right?
Yeah.
Look biblical over there. Yeah, right.
Said he got on Jesus sandals and
Moses flip flops. Birkenstock.
All right. Yeah. All right, then.
All right, tell your family I said hi, man.
All right. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, man. But all right, I got one more question still on that clip. So, do you think that guy in the clip is getting a bad deal? Like, based on what you heard, like, do you think like he's kind of getting the short end of the stick?
I honestly don't think he cares. He it's like, to me, for real, it sounds like he got all control regardless. Yeah. And there's some guys that like that. He can say he pays the bills. He can say he did this and that for her. So he can easily pull that card. You know what I mean? Like he even said it. He was like, I may let her do this, but that's just about it. Like, you know what I mean? What's that supposed to mean? You let her?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like some guys feed off of that control, man. You know, there's some guys that don't mind it just for that reason. So you gotta look at it that
But
way.
yeah, I agree.
She's dependent on him.
Mhm.
Making it dependent on him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He probably okay with it too. It looked like he's pretty cool with it.
Yeah, he was chill, man.
What about you?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Manic? Do you think like
Man,
he's getting a bad deal just based on what you heard?
he's getting a terrible deal. He's not getting the short end of the stick. He's not getting a stick at all. Like he's financing the entire situation. Like she's literally there, you know, just as an expense, an added expense. Yeah, I mean, he gets, you know, I guess his sexual desires and his room cleaned, his laundry folded.
And a Subway sandwich. He get a Subway sandwich every. Don't forget about that. The Starbucks sandwich.
Starbucks, yeah,
he
gets
gets
a
one of those
Starbucks
every
sandwich.
once in a while.
But I mean, he's adding a whole expense of a woman into his life, so that's a whole individual. That's like, you know, that's not a good deal at all. Like he could get that same deal if he had, you know, probably more charm and maybe not as good a looking girl. Just maybe his game is not there, but he could get a same. You know, he can get that same situation with her actually contributing. And then he would, you know, have a much better financial situation. And, you know, I'm pretty sure they're renting. So maybe they could go out and actually buy.
Not now, maybe next year.
Yeah, not now. Yeah, you're right.
It's a little rough out there. Yeah, you need 3 people in the household nowadays. Shit.
Yeah, true. But yeah, you know, he's getting a terrible deal. And I mean, he doesn't. He's okay with it. And I think, like Todd said, like there are, you know, a subset of, you know, men who, you know, just need that control so much. So they, you know, they put themselves in positions like that so they can have absolute control over the situation, because the minute they get into an argument, he can hit her with the, what do you bring to the table? All right, we'll get out then. And now she has to like whimper and be like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me, you know, and he might get like a power trip off that.
Didn't
So
she say
it's just
that
like,
though?
huh?
And didn't she say that during the video? She was like, I hate when he asked this question.
Yeah, she did. She didn't like it.
so
she was struggling too. Where they were like, "Hey, what do you bring to the?" She was like, I fold a couple of t-shirts." You know, she was struggling, boy.
So that tells you like already the power dynamic, you know, in that they have in that relationship. Like he holds this power because he's put her in this, you know, financial detriment if she even thinks to like, you know, that she doesn't want to do this anymore. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really find love in a situation like that, because, you know, there's just too many distractions. There's too many incentives for you to stay that you can't really have that, you know, natural, organic, you know, connection. Or I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying it'll be a little bit more difficult rather than you finding somebody that genuinely wants you for you despite what you have. Because there's some people that actually get that in life. They get a ride or die chick. She's not a ride or die. She said it's conditional.
Yeah.
She said he
made
lose
that
all this stuff
delineation quick.
Yeah.
She was like, them roles flip. I'm out.
But there are some women out there. It's very rare that you can find a woman who, like, even if you lose everything, she's going to, you know, rock with you and ride with you and like she'll sleep under that bridge with you. It's kind of crazy, but you know, I have seen a homeless dude with a girl, and I'm just like, hey,
Yeah.
Hey.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
All right, Phil, let me get your take on that question. Is the guy in the clip getting a bad deal based on what you heard?
So one of y'all said, I don't think he cares. I think dude looks at himself and looks at her, and maybe he's an insecure dude. Maybe he looks at it like, I'm not gonna find another girl like her, because she's a pretty girl. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's solely based off of that. Like, I don't think he cares about what he's paying for. He's got, you know, what looks like between like an 8 to 10, you know, body wise, face wise, but like up top, I'm not sure she's all there. But again, I don't think he cares about that. So in his mind, he's probably like, I got a dime. But in my view, I'm like, dude, you need to run as fast as you fucking can backwards, because that's just not gonna work. Like, it might be good now, but to the dude's point that asked the question, as soon as he starts to slip down and starts to lose a little bit of what he got, she's gonna be like, Steve over there with the big muscles and the same kind of gig looks a little better. I'm gonna go talk to him. So
yeah, she added there.
Just being real.
And to your point, man, she doesn't even have to he doesn't even have to fall off. He can just be in an environment where there's more guys that have more than him.
Yeah.
And she's equally leaving because she's like, wait a minute, oh, these are some other provider guys and they can provide more. So based off of that, I'm going there. You know.
He seemed like he's just happy just to have the arm candy. You know what I mean? That's pretty much his arm candy right now.
Yeah, because it kind of seemed like, man, in the video, like you could tell like he was like, he knew like it didn't sound good when she was like talking. And yeah, especially when she was like, nah, I wouldn't take all that role and stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, I think everybody's right where like, hey, the right situation, she's gonna be looking. Like that's one that's gonna be lost. But I like what you guys were breaking down as far as like, you know, kind of like the leverage. Like I think some of the guys that have that mindset think that they kind of get as far as the power. Do you think in a way it's kind of setting, like I'll say, a female up for a bad situation, you know, taking on that type of role and stuff like that? Because I know like I did see like a lot of relatives, you know, like I'll say female, like that took some of the like I'll say traditional roles and stuff like that got left holding the bag and stuff like that. So you think in a way it's kind of like, you know, bad for, you know, people to kind of set stuff up like that and not like allow them to like grow and stuff like that.
That's why it's important though to know what you want and like know what you're getting yourself into. And like I always say, y'all hear me say it all the time, like love yourself first. Stop always waiting or like running after who like let me change up what I'm about to say. Stop always running after that so-called person that you think is meant for you. You know, the only one that can truly love yourself is yourself. I say it all the time. I kid you not. Like you think you're ready for that person, but you're not ready yet. And that person damn sure ain't ready for you. So like just chill. Otherwise you're gonna keep finding yourself in these dumbass situations. It's unnecessary.
Men put up just men in general, man. They put up with a lot of bullshit. When you got a beautiful woman on your arm, they put up with a lot of shit that you don't.
Them ugly niggas, yo.
Yeah,
I don't know how they getting these women. I be getting pissed. Yo, I be hating like a motherfucker, yo.
That's what I'm saying. They put up with a lot of shit just because they like having this beautiful arm candy on their arm, bro. And then that shit is like that shit is like the plot of. You ever see that movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman? That Tyler Perry movie. That's the plot right there. I know you saw it before. But you saw how like, you know, like the wife was totally dependent on her husband for like damn near 20 years. I think she had went to college, but she never had a career. And
she even said it. She said she was nothing without him.
Exactly. He made her his. That was pretty much her whole world. You know what I mean? She never had a career. She never had a life outside the house. He made her a homemaker, and yeah, and then he ended up leaving her ass and kicking her out with boxes of clothes and a ring, and that was it.
Yeah, I think that dynamic is dangerous, man. And I think, man, if you do truly love somebody, I know everybody got to stay different like styles and stuff, but I'm like, you know, you gotta like make sure both parties flourish, you know, and it might be a little uncomfortable out the norm, but like me and my wife, when we got together, I was like, hey man, I want you to hit those peaks, man. So that way, you know, it's not even like say I move on or something, because that's definitely could happen. You see the divorce rates, man, they're high as hell. But just even like if somebody dies, man, it's just like, you know, I want, you know, if you have my son and stuff, that y'all be functional and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I always kind of like made sure I was, you know, supportive of her career and stuff like that, so she could like move up also and stuff like that, because I was just like, hey, if you're dependent on me, man, you just never know what's gonna happen. I know sometimes, and I think in our minds, man, we think like we're immortal or something like that and we're gonna live forever. But yeah, I just seen a lot of females, like I said, firsthand, that, you know, kind of took on those roles, and you know, it just didn't end good. So yeah, I definitely think when people go on that typical route, man, they don't like flesh it out really. They don't think about like the what ifs and stuff. So nah, it's definitely good getting y'all perspectives on that. Yeah, I think my man definitely getting a bad deal, because I could tell like just his mannerisms, like I said, man, he was like a little uncomfortable with that. Oh, go ahead,
You know
Tosh.
something that wasn't asked? You know something that wasn't asked? If he loved her. Like, I noticed in the video, nobody, like, neither one of them ever said that they love one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he doing all this and that for her, and she benefiting off of it, can he honestly say that he love her? You know what I mean? Is you doing everything that you're doing out of love? Like, I would ask that in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's when you get your answer, like whether it's a power tip or not. If you ask that question straight up.
I think they'll lie.
Yeah.
But like, I think you guys kind of like, people gonna answer because they know, like, if I don't say the right thing, but deep down inside, it's a infatuation thing. Like you guys kind of mentioned, it's just like, hey, man, this like CLS was talking about, man, I got this arm candy.
Yeah.
I care about that more than anything. So I know I got to kind of like pay for everything at that moment. So it's just like, in a way, it is a bad deal because of what they're both signing up to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same dude I went after last week.
What? Oh, you're talking about something else.
Oh yeah. Nah. So if anybody else has anything else on this, we'll go ahead and move to I got us 2 scenarios that I wanted to pull up. So anything else? I'll go ahead and cool. I'll pull up the first one. So, man, let me know if you need. Can you see that?
Yeah, I think if you zoom in one more time.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Hold on, let me see if I go.
Just slide it on the bottom. There we go. Perfect. So what is this? This is
They're just asking for advice, pretty much dating advice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're gonna give them some game today.
Okay. Advice for a single woman. She says, I don't want to hear it will happen when you least expect it. I don't want to hear love yourself first. I don't want to hear it's just not the right time. I'm so tired of hearing these things when I talk about my loneliness and wanting to have a romantic relationship. I've wanted a romantic relationship for a long time now. I've been single my whole life, and I'm tired of wanting something that isn't happening. I'm tired of seeing no prospects. All the guys I meet or interact with are wrong or aren't compatible with me. When I meet someone that I am compatible with, I'm a 21-year-old female, and I know I'm young, but I'm tired of waiting for this thing to happen. I think maybe I should just have sex with a stranger, rip the Band-Aid off, and at least experience it, and at least have one experience. But I'm too sensitive for that and not confident enough to seduce a guy into sex. I don't know what I'm looking for in your response. I just want to hear something good. I'm feeling more and more helpless and jaded. It just really hurts. So this woman, she's a 21-year-old virgin, it sounds like. And she's
I don't even know if a virgin.
No, she did. She's a virgin. She said I
she
should
said
have
that?
sex with her. She said I should have sex with a stranger, rip the Band-Aid off, and have at least one experience. So she's a virgin.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Good catch.
But she's like, I'm too sensitive and not confident enough to seduce a guy into sex. So she's a 21-year-old virgin, which is not rare, but yeah. I'll let somebody else go first. I'll finish it off. I got my opinion on this.
All right, CLS, what do you think she should do in this situation? What advice would you give her?
Just to be patient. That's all you can do in a dating game. Just be patient. Just wait for that right person. But you have to keep yourself available. You can't just like some people they go to work, go to school, go to church, and just stay in the house. You know what I mean? You have to go out in public and do things with your friends. I guess go out to have dinner, go to a comedy club, go to the movies. You gotta do something outside the house. You have to make yourself available so you can potentially run into that person that you might be compatible with, or just keep using dating sites and just try your luck on there. But I guess the main thing is she's gonna have to just be a little patient. But there's nothing wrong with her ripping the Band-Aid off. If she just wants to experience that, she can find somebody and just have a casual fling with that person. If she just wants to gain experience. Stop being a jackass.
All right.
I'm being serious, man. You start squeezing jokes. No, I'm being serious, bro. Like, if she was my friend, I mean, that was one of my friends. That's what I would tell her. I mean, she's only 21, bro. I mean, she's 21. She's barely out of high school.
Yeah, I think she just got that urge, man.
Yeah.
But I do like the patience part. I do think, like, hey, don't focus on it too much. Like,
yeah,
like you said, get out there, probably join different groups and stuff like that. But let me go to Taj real quick. Based on the scenario, what advice would you kind of give her?
She don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna say it any damn way because it's the truth. Love your dumbass self, like for real. Like all up in here, she kept saying she's tired of waiting. She's tired. What are you tired from? You still a baby. Why are you looking for that special someone? If you want to fling, hell, go to the club. You old enough to drink. You can go meet whoever and get down to the business. It ain't hard. You a female. You wear something skanky, somebody gonna follow. You know, it happens all the damn time. It ain't hard. So, but for real, like on a serious tip, like you obviously have low self-esteem for real, because if you're worried about sex, I mean that's just sad. You know what I mean? She keeps talking about she's waiting, she's tired of this, she's tired of that, she tried this, she tried that. Why? At such a young age, you don't even know who you are yet. Yeah, you're 21, but you're in that beginning stage of finding out who you are as a person, as a woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, love yourself. This whole thing's stupid. This is stupid. Like, shut up. Shut up. Stop talking about I'm tired of this. Like, what are you tired of? You just still got Similac on your breath. Like, relax.
Maybe she has a reason to be insecure. Maybe she's overweight.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Some people.
Did she say something like she's like kind of good looking or something?
Obviously not. She's having trouble.
We don't know. She might be plus size. You know what I mean? Maybe she only meeting guys that I don't know treat her like trash. I don't know. We don't know.
You know what? You're right. I'll say this. I'll be more sensitive. I just got irritated with the whole I'm tired of hearing love yourself. I've never heard that before in my life. So let me dim this down a bit. Regardless, you know, whether you want to hear it or not, it is the dead honest truth. You must love yourself before you can expect others to love you. How can you expect somebody else to love you if you don't love you? If you're tired of the same scenarios, maybe you need to look yourself in the mirror and change some things, because you are what you attract. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you love yourself, man, it ain't gonna matter who comes your way. You probably gonna be so down with yourself, you ain't gonna worry about if somebody come your direction. You know what I mean? Like, that time will come. You're only 21 years of age. Like I said, you're still a baby. You're still trying to find out who you are as a person. People try to say you need to already be established at that age, but really that's not true. You just got out of your true baby stage of life. You're entering your semi-adulthood. You know what I mean? You just became old enough to drink, and you worried about getting it in with someone. You know what I mean? That should be the last of your words.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, life is delicious, man. Go out there and explore and taste it. That's all you should be worried about right now at that age. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. You're right. I appreciate
that.
That.
Todd is back.
Yeah, man.
All right, Phil. What advice would you give on this whole scenario?
I would say you're a child. You're 21 years old. You haven't experienced life yet. Like, I'm not sure what you dealt with in the past, but you got a whole life to live. You know, most people who are 21 are either just getting out of college and just going into the world for the first time, experiencing a new job, and actually experiencing life away from school. So you'll be fine. Don't trip.
Cool. All right, Manic. I think you're gonna say some wild shit, but
I mean, I would just tell her, you know, hit up Instagram, type in at the Manic Genius, and send me the location. I can help you with these problems. No. In all seriousness, I think that, you know, sharing your first experience should be with somebody that's meaningful. And I think so many times people rush to have that experience so they can say that they've done it, and it's not like a big thing that they haven't done, that they're not missing out on. But she's not even realized she's sitting on a gold mine, because if she actually meets a guy that she's really into and things progress, you know, it's going to be that much more of a connection that she's going to have with that person. That's like, you know, I think every guy up here could agree with that. If they were to marry somebody and she was a virgin, it would be, you know, better than like her being out there in the streets.
I'm on a 304, but continue.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, you know, she has the fact that she still, you know, has her virginity, and, you know, it's a good thing, and it should be looked at as that. And she should, you know, wait to have that experience with somebody that she actually trusts, rather than just, you know, just losing it. She's 21. She's not she's not 17. So there's plenty of dudes that are going to be out there willing to, you know, help her and assist her with that. She's really trying to, you know, lose it. she's old enough to drink. So yeah, that if she really wanted to lose it, she could. But if she's 21 and she wants to lose it but hasn't, and nobody's really pushed up on her, I would just tell her to get in the gym, start working out, get in better shape, start taking care of herself better, because I don't know too many 21-year-olds who are in shape and who are taking good care of themselves, that dudes aren't just throwing it at them left and right. So I don't think her issue is losing her virginity. I think her issue is, being sought after and attention. She wants more attention. And, you can only do that by going back to what Todd said, by focusing and working on yourself and loving yourself. So I wouldn't even recommend her to go out and lose her virginity. I'd say keep that, hold on to that, get a gym membership, work out, take better care of yourself, eat, accept a healthier diet, and your person is going to find you, a lot sooner than you think.
There it is.
Not good perspective. Yeah, it did kind of irritate me a little bit on this one, because I think it was the seduce me part where she was like, I don't know how to seduce a guy. It's like, man, you could come out looking like the chick from Exorcist. You're gonna be good. So it's just like, yeah. So that, and a lot of times I think people, man, target the wrong group. It's because for some reason, man, everybody always thinks that they're settling or something like that, and it's just like, if you mess with you, that's not settling. That's your natural, like I say, market, whatever. So it's just like, I think sometimes people in their mind, they're just like, oh, just because that's not my preference, I'm settling. Like, it's like, no, like Manic was kind of outlining, like, hey, if you actually was the person, whether it's guy or female, like, hey, you would get what you want. So sometimes you gotta like level set your mind. Like, look, if they're not messing with me, they don't like me, and I need to appreciate the people that are giving me some like good, solid attention and stuff like that. But yeah, I like what you guys were saying. Like, yeah, don't jump out there and just go and mess with some people that don't never end well. It's never going to solve that, I think, problem of loneliness and stuff like that. It's just, only going to spiral out of control. So it's just like, I like what you guys were saying. Work on yourself, man. Everybody could use some improvement. So once you do that, that's for a lifetime, Oh, go ahead, Tosh.
It's
what you about to
say? It's kind of like what you're saying. It kind of circles back to what CLS was saying before, because I just thought about that. You also got to think about her self-esteem too. She could be she could be battling some demons as well that could be having her in that mindset in the first place. Like some insecurities that could start well within the home. You know what I mean? So now that she's old enough to branch out and do her own thing, she's doing it. You remember what's that one girl, Miley Cyrus? You remember her?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of had her breakout host stage, and everybody was dogging her. Like, you guys didn't know what was going on in her mental. You didn't know what was happening behind closed doors to have her act that way. Mm-hmm. And now she's back to her senses. Now she got out her system. So it could be a lot of things. And when I scream out "love yourself," I'm not trying to be an asshole or a dick. It's just very important. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I will say this too. It ain't easy. You gotta be willing to face your demons in order to get to that point in your life. You know what I mean? So, which means you have to battle those insecurities. You have to go through the self-doubt and all of that. You know what I mean? So,
I think it's a good statement, because I mean that's growth altogether. You do gotta face stuff, and you, like you said, man, you gotta work on yourself, because it's just jumping out there like she was kind of saying, like, rip the Band-Aid off. It's like, man, I ain't gonna solve nothing. It's like, hey, them guys are gonna be like ghosting you and stuff like that. So, like, man, they say, hold on to that, man. Just stay focused. Like, it's going to come naturally if you put yourself in the right rooms or with the right people, look for positive things. I think CLS was outlining it. Like, man, go out there and just be involved in stuff, because she might be kind of like a hermit also. Like, she's waiting for people to kind of like just look for her. I think a lot of times people think that's going to happen. Like, things are like linear. It's just naturally going to happen. It's like, no, sometimes you do got to put yourself in like good rooms, good spaces and stuff like that. So I like what everything y'all said, man. That's why I told you we're going to get some game today. So anything else on this one, or y'all want to go ahead and jump to the next?
To your single friends.
Yeah. So they're gonna have you in a club, like
hit you up, trying to say, hey, this is what you need to do. If they ain't got no man, don't take advice from their asses.
Don't cut them broads off.
It's always been that way. That's how it is in the magazines. The single women that usually the ones that give the most advice.
Right, right.
Yeah, never been married before, but you're giving all this advice on how to maintain a relationship and how to, sustain a healthy marriage and all that type of shit. Yeah,
Right.
you never been married before though.
Yeah, they be. I think, man, a lot of them too, man. They do it out of a place of misery. It's like low key. Let me sabotage her and drag her down to my misery and stuff like that. So I see a lot of that where it's just like, hey, I want her to experience what I'm feeling at this point. So they'll give some terrible advice.
Mm-hmm.
So I like what y'all saying. Like, nah, definitely line up with females that got their stuff together that point you in the right direction. But yeah, don't just find some positive situations. But all right, let me go ahead and pull this last scenario, this dating advice up. And Manic, if you could let me know if I need to move some things around. Bigger, or is that good?
That's good. Title of this is Woman Not Getting the Feeling. In the past, I, 30-year-old male, have had a few women 25 through 28 tell me that they think I'm a great guy, but they just aren't getting the feeling. This is usually after one or two good, sometimes great dates. What are some things to do or to avoid to make sure the vibes are good? How do you stay nonchalant when you're interested? I think I come off as eager when I try to build something steady with a good woman, and when I don't like her, it's easy to keep her interested. I don't know what to do in terms of courtship or going with the flow. It is challenging to plan dates, and I also have a feeling of lightness. I'm usually very chill guy, and I feel like this doesn't come through when I'm dating. I feel like I play the game and things go well, but then I try to open up a bit and be my authentic self, and I feel like I may give off some sort of ick. Like it would be better not to talk or reveal my eccentric qualities. Texting, I think, ruins the vibe. I haven't had a girlfriend in 6.5 years. I've had probably 15 first dates in 2023 and 4 or 5 second dates, maybe 2 third dates. Good job. 1-bedroom apartment in NYC, best shape of my life, love reading, slightly below average height.
Oh, that's what it is.
Hey, y'all, I got to bounce. So y'all finish the thing. Get at me next week.
All right.
All right, Phil.
All right.
Peace out, man.
Peace. That's what
so
it
you
is.
said it's because he's below average height.
Slightly below average height. That's what it, because he's short. That nigga might be like 5'1" or 5'2" or some shit. Like he might be like what's the dude on Seinfeld?
Nah, that's
Jason Alexander. He might be short like that.
I don't think so, because it says slightly below average height. It doesn't say like
average height is what, like 5'6" or something, 5'7".
Average height is like 5'9".
I think it's
so
5'9",
like
5'8".
Is it 5'9"?
5'9" is the average height.
I think 5'9",
So,
5'8".
Nah, I think it's like 5'7" or something.
So a guy could be 5'8", 5'7", 5'6", even 5'5", and fall into that slightly below average height.
He might be 5'4", bro. He might be 5'4".
Well, I mean, still, there's women who are 5 foot. There's women who are like 4'10". But I think I don't think that's the issue. I think he kind of says what his issue is. He's revealing his authentic self when he gets excited about the women that he's dating, and it's just coming off like they don't want it. I think his issue is he might be shooting a little too high.
Yeah, maybe chasing women that are out of his league.
Not even chasing.
I wouldn't say all of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say women that are out of his league. I would say he's probably chasing after women that he's that are just bad, like women who are, because he's getting these dates, right? Yeah. So there's a subset of women who just go out on dates to get free food. Yeah, so I think it's really him. True. It's not really the women that he's it's not really him. I mean, it's definitely him, because he's selecting these women to actually pursue. Mm-hmm. But he's taking them on dates and planning dates. He's saying he's doing the most. Yeah. And they're quite frankly using them.
Yeah. So, they're still weighing their options. But that's how it goes when you meet somebody on a dating site. So maybe he's using an app and he's hooking up with all these women, these potentials, through dating apps.
Yeah.
So he said what he's going on. Like,
what's your take, Jerk? Hold on, you never go first. What's your take, Jerk?
Man, I got weirdo vibes, man.
He never goes first, does he?
No, he doesn't. Let's
No,
let
he
him go
doesn't.
first.
No, you go last. He always go last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to let y'all cook and stuff like that. But no, I think, man, he sounded kind of like a weirdo, man. Like you said, I don't think it's the hype, but I just think, man, he's just kind of awkward a little bit. And then definitely aiming out of his league, because it's just like, man, if you got like I'll say social awkwardness, it's like, man, you got to kind of target people that might be similar and stuff like that, where you can't jump out there to people that like are, you know, kind of looking for like a certain, I'll say, prototype of guy. And, you know, like if you're weird and awkward and insecure, you know, it's just not going to come off right to them, because they might not even be superficial, but, you know, they're just gonna be like, dang, okay, this dude is like standoffish. I got to carry the conversation and stuff like that. So I think that might be kind of going on with him. And then definitely, I think there was a lot of insecurity in his thing, where it's just like he was asking like a ton of questions, like damn near like, hey, help me out type of thing. And it's just like, probably didn't have a lot of experience talking to women and stuff like that, getting his stuff together. So I think he's probably in that beginning phase where maybe he was like so focused in like, I'll say, you know, school, probably had his head in the books, which is the right thing to do, but, you know, didn't develop those social skills and stuff like that. So now he's kind of jumping out there, and it's just like, you know, it's just not coming off the right way and stuff like that. So, you know, I think sometimes that's the sad thing when people don't know how to socialize. Not saying like you got to go out there and hook up with everything, but
right,
eventually when you do like want to start talking to women, you know, you're at like step one, you know, where you should have developed some of them skills to a certain degree. So I think that's what he's kind of facing.
He sound like he sound like a nerd. You ever watch a Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He sound like he could be similar to them, to that group. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, that's good.
I'm not talking to women. Yeah, if you think about it, that's what it sounds like. If you read it, it sounds like, because he got his life together. Did he say he was in college?
No, he said he has a good job. So he's already finished college.
Good job. One bedroom apartment in NYC, which is damn near $3,000 and up.
Yeah, that's like a nice apartment.
So that means
one bedroom.
Yeah. So he's
not
making
a studio.
He's making decent money, and he probably got a car and everything. You know what I mean? He's just socially awkward. He's a nerd.
Well, he said
because I'm reading this like
Big Bang.
Yeah, because he said I haven't had a girlfriend in 6.5 years.
He did say 6.5. Yeah, damn.
My man broke it down to like a fraction and shit.
He sound like Sheldon Cooper, yo. Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah,
that's how he was.
Yeah, definitely.
His character, yo. Like, he's a genius, but he did not talk to women. He couldn't drive a car. He just, you know what I mean?
But you know what? You know, I think that if he was at the top of his game, it wouldn't really matter about his eccentric personality and quirkiness, because, you know, there's going to be a woman that thinks that that's cute. Right. So I think he's definitely shooting out of his league, and the fact that he remembers that he went on 15 first dates is like, you know, he's got an Excel spreadsheet.
That's a pretty precise number.
Yeah. So 15 first dates, 4 or 5 second dates, and maybe 2 third dates. So they're getting free food out of this guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely the lunch guy.
Yeah, he's the lunch, dinner guy, date guy. I'm sure he's taking them, and he needs to expand on his his dating. Like, maybe don't go on those type of dates. Whatever dates you're taking them on, stop going on those ones, because those are not getting good results. No. Maybe do something like that's your actual interest, and then find women that are actually interested in that. Like, if he's into reading, he should just only focus on women who are, you know, into the type of books that he's in, and then they can like have that commonality at least going forward. So that's the advice I give him.
You can
join a book club, and you need to get a chick into like Furbies and shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, where they dress up like the animals and do that freaky stuff. Yeah, I got you. Comic cons. That's your lane.
You just had fucking Dragon Con.
Yeah, that's where you need to go, man.
Yeah.
Dragon
Con.
What's
NYC.
They just had it last week, or 2 weeks ago. It was here.
I
got a video coming. I got to edit the video and put it up.
Dragon Con.
But yeah, it's similar. They're into like you know, they dress up in the costumes, like they're into like, it's like film, film, television, comic books and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, just like dragons, different type of variations of dragons. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely needs to do some of that stuff, but
like nerd stuff. Nerd activities.
Yeah. Hey, he just needs to expand his market.
Yeah. I feel them though, man. Yo, that same thing happened to me. I'm not even gonna front. I've been on, like, since I've been living here, and I've been on dates with people, and they saw me, and it was like, yeah, I think you're a nice guy. You have a great smile. Blah blah blah. This or whatever, and it's just like, well, I'm just getting a platonic vibe. Yeah, I got my ass a couple of times too. But see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta shake that shit off though, man. That's the game, bro. I mean,
yeah, that's the game. It's part of the game.
I wasn't offended. I didn't get upset. They still wanted to hang out and do stuff. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. I mean, if you want to,
they try to friend zone you. That's what they were trying to do.
I need no friends.
Try to friend zone my ass. Yeah, I've been friends. No, I'm not even gonna front. Like we said, yeah, keep it a buck, man. I mean, I've had people. Yeah, I got a platonic vibe. Only like you as a friend. It's cool. Because it's like, I met people on dating apps before, and we spent hours talking on the phone, and then once you interact in person, like you spending time together, then the vibe, maybe the vibe is different. You know what I mean? It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a game, bro. Yeah.
Do you think it's because, like, I was listening to some podcast, and they were having a debate over, like, is it wrong to be like the nice guy versus being good and stuff like that? So do you think, like, sometimes probably coming off too nice and stuff, like, that's a detriment, or?
Yeah,
it's a balancing act, man. It seems like it. I mean, it's like you don't want to be an asshole, but you don't want to be too nice either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, damn. This dating market sounds rough.
It is, bro. It is.
I'm gonna show up with a leather jacket with spikes on and shit.
And a do-rag.
I can give him some good advice, man.
Yeah, you have a do-rag or a kufi.
You got jokes.
All right. Yeah.
But no,
CLS was loading that one up from the beginning of the episode. He's like, I'm gonna get it back.
I got this one in the pocket. The Taj pop off. I'm ready.
All right.
But no,
being bacon sandwiches.
He's funny, yo. But to be honest, man, with what I would tell this guy for real, even if no matter how hard, how bad your interest is in the female, you gotta act like you don't give a damn. Like, for real. Like, a question that I used to fall for all the time is, how many women you talk to, or they'd be like, oh, you must got a lot of women coming after you, huh? Before I would BS and lie and say maybe a few. Now I tell them the God honest truth. Hell yeah, I got at least, like, not even exaggerating, maybe 30 or so that I'm talking to. Like, not like that, but like, I ain't gonna lie, like that.
From the app, right? From like on a dating app?
No, I actually met them out here.
Oh, okay.
Just like, I met a few at work. There was a few bounties that I went on with a few women that I met through there. So I got around a little bit around here in KCMO. So yeah, if a woman asks me that now, I'll tell her straight up, yeah, you are not the only one I'm talking to. Sorry. And it's weird. It's like, the more and more you gotta be honest, like an asshole, as the more they come to your ass. It's like they like the fact that you don't give a damn, or they want to just try to be relevant in your life in some kind of way, rather than giving them all your time. So, like, before, what I used to do like he do, I used to, like, put all eggs in one basket with one female and then get crushed, and I was like, you know what, man?
Heartbreak Hotel.
Fuck y'all. Hell yeah. So
hey, Jerk,
after a while,
we might need to end this. This might be too much game for the for the network. We might have to just drop it right here and continue this in the back channel for another episode. I definitely want to hear you.
I'm trying to tell you.
I like what y'all saying, man.
I love what Taj is saying. Because
but even what CLS was saying, because a lot of guys cap so much, man. They be like, "Oh, I never got shot down." I'm like, man, Brad Pitt got shot down. What the hell are y'all talking about? Like, some average dudes on YouTube, all of a sudden, y'all ain't never got shit.
Exactly.
I have my fair share. Like,
the game. Women do the same thing we do. They're doing the exact same thing we do. It's that's how they weed out who they want. You know what I mean? Just like going on a job interview. Same thing. I mean, you're interviewing all these potential candidates, and you're gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna weed out those bad apples to get that one good apple.
Yeah.
Well, the one you want anyway. The one you're gonna handpick anyway.
But you said something important, CLS. This is like, man, you can't take it personal. Like you said, you just got to go out there. You got to meet people, man. They might not like you. You might not be their cup of tea, man. And you just keep moving. It's just like, hey, you know what? It was nice meeting you. Yeah, I'm not gonna be your friend zone person. Yeah, that's not the role I'm gonna sign up for you. So you just keep it pushing. And it's not to be mean, but it's just like, hey, if I do meet somebody else, I got to give them that time. And I think sometimes, like, people are in that hope arena where it's just like, hey, I'll attach that person, be their friend, hope that something happens. It's just like, no, you need to move on, because you need to, when you meet somebody else, it's like, man, you could give them that attention, time, and stuff like that to actually get to know somebody. So it's like, yeah, cut that shit off. Like, I know it sounds harsh and shit. Sometimes people take it the wrong way. It's like, no, like, would you want a guy like talking to you like and giving you like a segment of his time and stuff? So when you kind of like, I think, present it to people like that, they understand it. They're like, oh shit. Because I was talking to one female one time, she was like, that's kind of mean. I'm like, would you want a guy like having multiple friends out there and talking to other people? She's like, oh hell no. I was like, exactly. So nah, that's the. But any more game, Manic?
But they,
No. Todd is really.
I was gonna share some more, but man, it cut me off.
Yeah.
No, let's go in. Let's go in a little bit.
I ain't mean to cut you off, man, but you was cooking a little bit. You was
That's
cooking a
the truth,
whole
man.
lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Truth,
got
my
some
dog.
back check questions once this joint ends.
For real, like I ain't gonna lie, man. I got tired of that shit. So like once I really became centered myself, man, I got women coming to me all the freaking time, and I never paid them any mind. I like you don't act like your shit don't stink. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not a simp, so don't think you just gonna come up here. Like the number one thing women try to do all the time, if you like try to schedule a date or something like that, right? And they be like, I'll let you know. No, nigga, like let me know now, because like I'm not on your time, you on mine. Like, is we going out this weekend or no? You know what I'm saying?
Bars.
Like what they're trying to do is see if you a simp, if you gonna be like a puppy dog after them. I'm telling you straight up, I'm not on your time. You on mine, if anything. So like, don't think I need to be with you right now. Like, you can go and do your thing, I'm gonna do mine. So while you take your time, I'm scheduling the one with the next. You know what I'm saying? So you just missed your shot. So like, then after that, your phone would just start blowing up, because little did she know, I ain't got nobody on the side right now. I'm just saying that to fuck with her mind. So she blowing my head, like she blowing my mind up.
Right now.
So you playing poker out here, huh?
Playing poker out here, because I'm like for real. I tell them all the time, like, I give you at least 15 minutes. I said, after that, like, you ain't gonna hear from me no more. Within like the next 2 seconds, not even exaggerating. Hey, you want to go here? Sure, why not? But then I'll pretty much flip the script and say, nah, I'm good now. I'm not even in the mood for real. Then after that, hey, how's your afternoon going? Good, I guess. Be very like just dry as fuck. Like you don't care. They still gonna come. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much your comfort. It's like your comfort zone after that point, if you want to continue to kill or not. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, it's weird. It's like women like the reverse psychology. They don't want a man that's up their ass. You know what I mean? They want a guy who is like, you know, hey, I don't really fuck with you like that, even though you kind of do. You know what I mean? They don't need to know that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna
not know exactly what you say. Hey, let me ask you a question, Taj. Like, how is it different from like, because you know I used to live in Missouri and stuff like that, and coming from the East Coast from like to Missouri, is it different culture somewhat? Not culture, but like how people act in the dating market, coming from the East Coast to like the Midwest.
So I ain't gonna lie, and I'm sorry to the women that's on the East Coast, but out of my experience with women on the East Coast, they all snobby, stuck up ass women. Think that shit don't stay for real.
No, let him cook.
Nah. I can't. Like I said,
He's talking from experience. Let him cook.
My experience, not yours. So like, with my experience, they all act like they too good to talk to a brother. They act like their shit don't stink. Like they got a whole bunch of niggas on the line when they ain't got a damn soul. You know what I mean? So what I'll say is over here, if they want you, my nigga, they coming to get you. Like they gonna whether you with a like even if you with a lady friend, they don't play games. Like even if you with a lady friend, you know, I was at Bridgers. It's a club over here on at Westport, and like I was talking to somebody and we were just having a nice blue MFer. You know what I mean? It's a drink, by the way.
Yeah.
And and so this one chick just came up and just started just grinding on my shit, like while the music was playing. And so I'm looking at her, she looking at me, and I just, you know, wrongfully, I'm not saying I was in the right, but I drifted off with old girl. You know what I mean? I just started dancing with her for real. But like they'll let you know over here, they're very vocal. Like if they want you, they're gonna come and get you. They don't care unless you're very like, hey, like stop, I'm with somebody. You know what I mean? That's the only time that they'll stop. Other than that, they're gonna keep coming at you. If they see something,
so you wasn't stopping
like,
shit.
Hey man, look, single man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to stop nothing. I'm 28 years old. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this before I enter my 30s. God willing.
I feel you. No, so they're a little more like aggressive. They know what they want, and they like
aggressive.
I'm
they
a
don't play games.
Yeah, not aggressive in a bad way. Like, you know, it's like if you know what you like and you that's the right thing to do, man. I think a lot of times I think females do be in a waiting capacity a lot of times. I was actually me and my wife was talking about it. I was like, man, a lot of times females would just always in a constantly waiting status. And it's just like, you know, what females don't understand, because I was breaking it down to her. I was like, guys might want to holler at you, but you know, they might be like, okay, and a lot of guys are scared to like approach. So they'll be like, maybe she got a boyfriend, they're talking themselves out of it and stuff, you know. So I think females do need to kind of like, going back to the scenario with the one female that's having issues. Are you approaching people? Because, you know, sometimes this is like guys live in their head a lot of times. They're scared to shoot that shot. So I definitely wanted to ask that question. Thanks for breaking that down, Todd.
I think he said it. I think he might have worded it differently, but I was gonna say I was just gonna add to what he was saying. Well, I guess like if you're at work, or I guess like you go to, let's say you go to a club or a bar or something like that, and then usually, you know how you see it like a situation where it'd be a woman and you got a bunch of guys all trying to holler at that one chick, and then you just that one dude that's not being thirsty like everybody else. You just in a cut. You're just over there in the cut, just kind of like you're checking her out.
You, bro.
Right. You're checking her out, but you're not like thirsting after her like everybody else. Then she's gonna turn around and look at you and wonder, you know, why you're not acting like those other cats. You know what I mean? And it was like, that's gonna make
how it works, man.
Make her more curious to get to
For
know
one,
you and all that
she's
type
gonna
of
think
stuff.
you're different. Like you're different than everybody else. Like that's already a good sign for her right there in itself.
So y'all said play the bar with a cosmopolitan like James Bond and shit.
Is it James Bond?
Don't be too thirsty.
Don't be too thirsty.
I gotta translate it for people, man. Yeah, because y'all spend some game.
Yeah.
Hey man,
All
it's sad, but it works.
But
I see Manic analyzes something.
Yeah. But then you do have, but then you do have some women who play games too. Like I was telling you a minute ago, I got burnt. You know, what I'm saying they friend zone my ass. Oh, you know, yeah. Like, yeah, you know, I think you're a great guy, but I'm just feeling that platonic vibe, that bullshit. But you know what? But then you have another type of woman that do the same shit that some guys do. How they're like they'll turn the situation into a casual situation, even if you tell them you're not looking for that. Because I've had some people do that shit to me too, where I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I got the cakes, you know what I'm saying? It happened, but then right after
you said they treated you like a piece of meat.
Pretty much. Basically,
There goes that flex.
So you felt used in that situation?
Bro, it's on the subject matter. Yo, it happened, bro. When you're just talking about your life experience, well, nigga, I got more life experience than you, bro. I'm older than you.
Everything with you always turn to sex, though, bro.
Yo, dude, that's life, bro. That's life. That's a part of life. That's a part of life. It's a part of a relationship. It's a part of a marriage. Sex, yeah. It's a big deal, bro. It's a big part of life, bro. It is, bro. It is. All I'm saying is my black ass got burned. That was the point of the story. My ass got burned, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out why. That's what I'm saying.
So how'd you feel being used?
I mean, I was 20 years old the first time it happened. I mean, I really like. That's what I'm saying. I really liked the
Munch.
girl. Like, huh?
No,
Dude, I was 20, man.
I'm just fucking with you, Sil. I'm just fucking with you, Sil.
20 years old. It was like, but it was like, there was a group of us though. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was like, you know how like you got a homeboys talking to a girl, and then it'd be like you and she might have a couple of girlfriends who's like, all right, well, I'll hook y'all up with the girlfriends. So it was 3-on-3. You know what I mean? So that's how
okay.
Yeah, it was like we were just
pretty good ratio.
We were just all hanging out. But that's how it happened though. She just, I mean, I guess she had her eye on another dude, but she still ended up hooking up with me. And then like I found out after the fact that she was crushing on this other guy, and she wasn't trying to pursue anything serious with me, but she didn't have a problem with hooking up with me. That's what I'm saying. But I didn't know that. But that's what I'm saying.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you said.
Yeah.
So did you out kind of like a guy? Like, hey man, I need you to go. Like, I had fun and stuff. Throw a couple dollars at you, buy you something pretty. You know, she do you like that?
Nah, man. You can't do that, man.
You deserve.
Buy yourself something nice.
It's not you.
I gotta wake up. I gotta go to work in the morning.
It's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
Hit you with that shit.
Take that on your way out. Just open that little drawer right there.
Yeah.
That's for you.
It's a different.
The main ones to watch out for though are the ones that like talk to you for a little bit. Like you said before, like you're really into somebody for real. The main ones to watch out for is the ones that like ghost you for like maybe 2 months or so. then try to come back and be like, hey, just thinking about you. Nah,
yeah.
you know,
Oh,
leave me
yeah.
alone, man. You know, you.
Yeah. I didn't
They
been
try
there.
that shit all the time. The reason why they're doing it, they're trying to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Why they went and had their little fun with somebody else, it didn't work out. They're trying to see if that, like, if you still an option.
That's why.
You know what I mean?
That's why you got to tell them, man. Don't Patrick Swayze
Women do
me.
that shit all the time, man.
Don't Patrick Swayze me, bro. Don't Patrick Swayze me. Damn right.
Out of here.
Fuck out of here. Yeah.
So do y'all like kind of set the expectations from the jump? Like, hey, I'm looking for this. Is that how you got to kind of handle it and stuff? Because
with me, man, you a freaking shit. With me, it's like trees, man. You a leaf until you proven yourself otherwise. A leaf can fall off and blow. You know, I need roots. I need people who are gonna stick around, people who stay strong and not break, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And
that
today, it is. You got that? I got off Medea, yo. Yeah,
I know you
took
did,
that to heart, dog.
Yeah,
I took that to heart, man.
It sounded like I heard that somewhere before.
Wait,
sound like that. What was that karate guy that used to walk all the land and shit? He used to say all those parables and stuff.
No, I got
the one was it Kill Bill? I forgot his name.
Was it Highlander or some shit?
Yeah,
I think it was Highlander, some shit.
Oh shit! Well, I got mine from Tyler Perry himself, man.
Yeah,
I actually came across a video where I was going through some things for real, and I just happened to come across that video, and that's what he said. Like people come into your life, man, like seasonal. You know what I mean? We give seasonal people permanent expectations. You know what I mean? So like picture them as a leaf. A leaf gonna fall off and blow whatever which way. They're unstable. You don't want them kind of people in your life. Like a branch can can easily fool you. People who seem like they're down for you, like be strong or whatever. I ain't gonna say word for word because I can't remember, but somewhere along the lines, like people who are strong and may seem there for you. You know, a branch can grow weak and fall and break. You know what I'm saying? That's going too. You need roots. People who ain't going nowhere. The tree can fall. You still got the roots down in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
And you can trip over the roots and get fucked up too. You could, bro. you really could. Like literally, you can trip over the roots and fuck your shit up. Ankles and knees.
CLS ain't showing no love. He's like, look.
Damn right, bro. And you're not just like you said. The grass ain't always greener. And there's shit on both sides of the lawn, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You got a point there.
What was that other Tyler Perry shit? Was it that 80-20 rule? It was 80-20, right?
Yeah, the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, 80-20 shit. That's some real shit though. I don't know if Tyler Perry came up with it, but that's some
what is the 80-20?
80-20
He said you're only gonna get 80% out of a person. That's it. You're not gonna get 100% out of a person.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah,
that's talking about Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that when he was talking about the movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that bald-headed nigga, he left Helen, who was 80. And left her for somebody who was 20, and she ended up leaving his ass.
Exactly.
For everything.
As soon as he got shot, she left his ass. Right. Thought, you know what I mean? She didn't know if he was going to live or die.
Crawl back to
I ain't taking care of this nigga. I didn't sign up for this.
Right.
That was fucked up. It was so fucked up. She had 2 kids with him and everything, bro.
Right. Then he tried to go back to Helen.
He tried.
For forgiveness and everything, but she had already met somebody.
Yeah.
That shit was sad, yo.
Was it Shamar Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Tyler Perry, man, like he always make it seem like the bald-headed brown-skinned guy is the asshole in like all his films. You notice that? You notice that, right? Can you notice that? Why the bald-headed brown-skinned guy gotta be the asshole in all Tyler Perry movies? It gotta be the light-skinned niggas are the like you two niggas up top. The light-skinned niggas are the savior. You know what I mean?
I'm dark-skinned in their heart, man.
You niggas are the was it the knight in shining armor? You coming to rescue and take her out of this bad situation. You know what I'm saying? All that fuck that bald-headed brown-skinned dude.
Like, baby, don't worry about CLS.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
He's gonna mess your credit up.
It seemed that way though. You watch enough of his movies, man. It does seem that way though. Like, man, I wonder if he's doing that on purpose. That's
he is.
You think he is?
Nah. He made that
nigga, yo, is good.
Nah. He made that one where the dark skinned dude had the flat top. He grew up with the girl. They had a whole life and family, and then she worked in this nice firm. She made more money than the guy, but he worked too.
He was light skinned, dog. You talking about the family that prays?
You talking about the family that prays?
No. I'm talking about the one.
Too, though.
The one where she goes for the light skinned dude, and he happens to be light skinned and bald, and he gives her AIDS.
Oh, you're talking about Temptations.
Temptation, yeah, that one. He had a dark skin.
Yeah.
Lance.
That was it, Lance Gross. Yeah.
Lance Gross.
Yeah, that's right. She got a monster, dog.
Yeah. That's why you ain't supposed to fuck niggas named after motorcycles, yo. Was it Harley? His name was Harley, wasn't it? Yeah. You fucking rich niggas named after motorcycles.
A man pulled up in a red Ferrari, just flaming.
Yeah, he was, bro.
Didn't even tell her. Just like, here, take this, hold that.
Uh-huh.
But at the same
Yeah,
time,
she caught an L in that movie, man. What?
Oh, she caught the big L. She was at the pharmacy, like, I need
Yeah.
that stuff.
See,
My man's kid was running around and stuff. He was like, "Hey, here you go."
she wish she see now she missed that boring ass sex now, don't she?
Yeah.
She
My
missed
man
that
was
boring
a
sex now. She
she
wish she
just
had
wanted
that
some
boring ass
excitement, man.
horizontal sex now. Uh-huh. But
nerve of her to come into his pharmacy.
Yeah.
He was all nice about it, but I know deep down inside he was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, you know what's fucked? You know what's fucked up? You just reminded me of something. You guys like Richard Gere?
Yeah.
You remember that movie he did with Diane Lane called Unfaithful? You ever see that shit?
Oh, that was.
Have you seen it, bro? Have you seen it?
That was this. Oh yeah.
Dude, nigga, yo, he was like the perfect husband. Yo, she cheated on him because she was bored. That's the only reason.
That's a story for a lot of men.
She was bored.
Mm-hmm.
She was this boring housewife living in the suburbs.
I was telling
yeah.
Yeah, we might have to break that down on the movie review.
Dude.
Bring that one up as a legacy one, because that was.
It was fucked.
My
up.
man was like trying to touch in the bathwater. She's like, "Man, I just got broke off. What do you want? Like, I'm good. I got my fix."
I'm gonna check
my man had her.
I would have left her ass, man. So
Oh
quick.
yeah.
I'd have left her ass. Yeah.
But nah, man, I was watching like Cheaters because I couldn't sleep this weekend, and they had like a marathon like that comes on at night.
Yeah, like.
And I was telling me and Manic was talking about it. I was like, man, damn near every episode, like when they go to the guy segment and they cheat, they're just like, it's a dumb like response. Like, hey, why'd you do this? He's like, well, I just wanted some ass, pretty much. But the females, it was like every female that like would end up cheating because they try to do a guy and the female like cut it in half. Mm-hmm. The female was like, "Oh, well, you're always at work." The guy be like, "Man, I'm trying to pay off your bills and stuff."
Yeah.
It'd be sad, man. Like you're.
I have a question for
Yeah, he was like, "Man, I had to pay this off. You're in school, man. I'm carrying the load." And so I was just like, "Damn, it's kind of fucked up." Like, watch if you ever see them cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
I have a quick question for y'all. I heard it on Instagram, so I'm gonna ask y'all too. Would y'all rather be cheated on or be the one to cheat? And you gotta say your reasons why.
Man, it was like shit.
Why keep running away? Keep running away for it.
Man, I think I would definitely have to be because both of them are wrong, but
yeah,
I think I would rather be the one cheating. Because like me and my wife was talking about something like this, and I was like breaking it down to her. I was just like, man, guys are disrespectful. Like if you hear the locker room talk that dudes be saying, because like say like if I was cheated on and stuff like that, that guy's like telling his friends like, "Oh man, that dude, he wasn't hitting it right. He didn't do this. Oh, I got her. So he's bragging and shit. Where I think like females on the opposite end, if they're gonna do something, they're discreet. Like they taking that shit to the grave with them. Where it's just the disrespect that come with like guys in that locker room talk, and that's what I was breaking it down to. I was like, man, them dudes be like. They damn near telling everybody like, "Oh, she's easy" and stuff like that. He ain't shit. So it's just like both of y'all gotta wear that hat, And if he's telling like enough people, it's eventually gonna come across to other people, and then it's gonna hit her circle. So that's why I was like, yeah, if you cheat with another guy, it's got to be a wrap because all that other like I say gossip that comes with it and stuff like that. Because guys just can't keep their mouth shut.
I think.
What about?
I think I'm the opposite of you. I think I'd rather be because I don't want I think I'd rather be the person who got cheated. Got cheated on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not a cheater. I would leave the person if I thought about cheating on a person. I would leave first. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm not, because obviously I'm not happy about something, so I would rather leave the person. And if I am the person who got cheated on, by my partner, yeah, it's gonna hurt at first, it's gonna hurt a lot, but at least I'll learn from that experience and I'll take that, I'll take that experience with me and I'll be able to move forward and I'll know what, I guess I'll know what signs to look for, like the red, start seeing like the red flags and everything. So that's just another, another learning experience, you know what I mean?
Right.
This is gonna teach me something that's gonna help me later on down the road with or maybe it's gonna follow me in my next relationship. I'll know what to look out for.
Right.
No, that's a good response.
Yeah. What's up? Well, for me, I'm with you on that, man. I would much rather be cheated on than be the one to cheat. I may not look like it or seem like it, but I'm a softie.
No, you are. We know.
Yeah.
We know. But
for real though, man.
You young, man. You young. So wet behind the ears.
I don't want to. I can't have that on my conscience. I can't be the one to hurt the person that I'm with. And it's two feelings I got to worry about. I got to worry about the one that I just cheated on, and the one that I got involved.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can't be the one.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't think about it like
that. Yeah. So like, if I know I can't endure the pain, I'm not going to put them through that pain. Yeah. It's different if I get cheated on. Like say, let's say I can get that pain over and done with, but at least when I heal, I heal. I ain't worried about it no more, and I ain't got nothing else surrounding me. You know what I mean? To add to it, I can now do my own thing. Excuse me, my own thing. So yeah.
But say like if it was a wife or something like that. Because I mean, like a girlfriend, I agree with y'all on that. I wouldn't care. But if it was like somebody you were deeply connected with, because I mean that like you got kids and stuff, so would you still have the same sentiment? Because that's why I was kind of looking at it as like girlfriend. Oh yeah, shit, cheat on me, shit. I'm moving on. Like I can detach from that easier, but it's a little difficult when you like, man, you got kids and all that type of stuff playing out.
It's a deeper connection.
And I'll take CLS approach. If it's a wife, then yeah, like I would try to be a man and try to work through it. You know what I mean? The best way I can. But it will also be, sending shockwaves to my brain. Like obviously, in order, I must have done something that, like wrong in this marriage, or like you must have bore something to make you want to do this. You know what I mean? So we either go get some counseling, and if that don't work, then we gotta divorce it, man. Because obviously, things won't be the same after that. You can try as hard as you can, but things won't ever be the same after that. You know what I mean?
Nah. And see, and like I said, that's why I thought that movie was a good example. That Unfaithful movie with Richard Gere. That's why I thought it's a perfect example, because though he didn't do anything wrong, though he was a good husband, a good father, a good provider. He got this big nice house in the suburbs. Have you ever seen that movie, Taj?
Yeah, no, man, it was
check it out.
He didn't do anything wrong, bro. He gave her a great life. They had a great life.
Yeah,
but see, it kind of ties into what we were talking about before, man, where I think guys sometimes, man, it's like some people just don't want that, like, I say lifestyle where they're just at the house, man, because like you said, she would just be running errands and shit. So it's just like, man, I think sometimes people do need that fulfillment, so that's definitely a tough ass question, man. Because like I said, either one sucks, man. Like,
right? Because I would like to get married someday too. I mean, to the right person. I had someone ask me that question, like, "Do you want to get married?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." I mean, to the right person. I've never been married before, so.
Well, because like I was telling my wife with the way guys gossip, I would, honestly, to a certain degree, I just would have want her to wear that jacket, and that's why I kind of answered it like that, because it's just like dudes just got such a big mouth, and it's just like they gonna go out and be bragging and shit. So it's just like, in a way, like I would rather be on the end, because it's just like, hey, at least I could just tarnish that little segment. But it's just like, man, if it hits her where she's got to wear that, and you got kids and stuff, it's just like, man, everybody's tarnished to a certain degree. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely tricky. Shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear the question, Manic?
Can he hear you?
What that smug little grin you got on his
yeah, he's like,
yeah, no. I heard it, and I heard like everybody's points. They were very interesting. Like I did like Taj's approach. I liked your approach, sophisticated, because now you're absolutely right about like how men are and like our nature. It's like, yeah, we not gonna say, oh, you'll be slept with this dudes. We're gonna be very disrespectful with it, and it's just like, I've heard guys talk about it. Oh man, I'm sleeping with this married chick, and I'm doing all types of wild stuff to her. Like I literally have a friend who's doing that, and just the disrespectful stuff he tells me about. I'm just like, bro, that karma gonna come back to you, bro. Like, probably shouldn't do that. And
you have a
I'm
friend
busting in her. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what happens if she gets pregnant? He's like, she did. I was like, oh my god, what's wrong with you, bro? And she's like, yeah.
Your friend sounds like a bad guy.
Right.
Your friend. He said you're your friend.
Yeah.
But man, even like if you listen to these YouTube things, man, the dude's bragging. That's why I was just like, man, I don't know if y'all might be ready for that, because it's gonna hit everybody, man. That's what I'm saying. So I think like with a female, like I would have step out regardless, but it's just like they're discreet and they're just gonna move on, like, because they don't want that embarrassment. I think they do care for the other female, where like a guy is just so disrespectful to everybody, like.
But I do
your
like
kids gotta come back and hear that shit.
Like those dudes. What are those dudes? Dudes on YouTube. What are they called? passport bros or something like that. You ever see those videos?
Yeah, definitely. I actually want to do a topic on that. We're gonna discuss that on the show.
He's just going from his country hopping, just banging chicks. Just
They definitely.
being dicks. Yeah. Just going to Thailand and going all these different places. I don't know. That's crazy.
But what was you gonna say, Manic? I think you was.
I was gonna say I do like Taj's approach in the sense of if it's something that he caused, it would be like painful for him to know that he caused this hurt to two people. And then on top of that, when you are a man of like principle and character, it's like you won't be able to look at yourself the same in the mirror. Like when you're moving the correct way, then it's just like if somebody does you wrong, you can take that and be like, hey, I'm done with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sit back and learn from that situation and like look at the telltale signs and whatnot. There's just some women there that might be good, but they might not be good enough. So it's just like when a woman steps out on her dude, like she's just not a woman that's good enough. So if you're a good guy and you have principles and whatnot, then you got to walk away from that. So it's like it actually, but I like your point too, Jerk, when you added in that layer, like, hey, what if you're married though? It's like, ooh, that does change everything.
It does.
Because
that's because I was looking at it, man. It's just like,
you
man,
are
guys, I don't
think.
And that's why, like, what I be telling my wife, I'm like, man, when females are doing like certain things, I'm like, man, if y'all could just like hear the locker room talk, I was just like, man, it'll change your whole philosophy, how you maneuver. Even females that's just like kind of loose out here. I'm like, these dudes are just chatty patties, man. So yeah, just because I always look at it from like a holistic approach where it's just like, man, because like we got a kid and shit, so it's just like, I would never want him to look at his mom in a certain way and shit like that. So it's like I could wear the jacket, fuck it, But I do think like moms like should kind of be seen as some like maybe I'm wrong in that, So I would want my son to be like hearing certain things because I just know how dudes operate. So that's why I was like, yeah, I would rather it be on my end because it's just like that flip side. It could just do so much damage and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that was a hell of a question, Taj. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I got it off of
that's some critical thinking like about
You drag that woman through the mud, you gonna make that one woman hate all men like that R. Kelly song?
Oh yeah, no, man.
That song called One Man.
Yeah, no, because that's the cycle. It's just
that is a cycle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, because even man, I could look back when I was younger, man. I was just like reckless, and I had to grow up, man. And you have to live for a higher purpose, man. So that's why you just got to fix self at the end of the day, man. Like
that's what scares the hell out of me too.
And something,
I got daughters.
You did say something like a long time ago, and I remember that you said like when we were in the army, you were like you didn't. I think you said it was something like you didn't regret your past. You know what I mean? You didn't regret your past.
Yeah.
Your good and your bad experiences help mold you into the person you are today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't, so you shouldn't feel bad about that because now you're a better person. You're not that same dude anymore. You grew up. It's growth.
Yeah, nah, it's just, but man, it's also, being around good people, man. And that's why I do like chopping it up with you guys, man, because, shit, knowing each other and then, y'all know other people and it's like bringing them in our network and, hold each other accountable, man. And yeah, I think that's important and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember I was where we talked about that. So yeah, nah, great talk, man. Shit. But y'all want to go ahead and close this out, man. Any parting words and go ahead and wrap this up. Manic, we'll go to you first.
Great conversation as always. I'm definitely going to be hitting up Taj and we're going to talk in the back. Compare some notes. Great conversation. I liked everybody's perspective and shit. We all going through this life, figuring it out, and we can only go based off our own personal experiences and, the experiences that we've allowed to come into our life. But follow me on IG. That's it. And definitely hit the page, like, subscribe, share the videos. We want to continue to keep this channel growing and pumping out more and more information and just having good conversations and dialogue. And if you laugh, you definitely got to like it. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
See,
should be
let's have me
hilarious.
rolling, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny dude, man. Had me rolling for like 2 decades now, man. Piece of shit. But
Whatever.
all right, Taj, any part words?
Yeah, stay true to yourself, love yourself no matter what. Rest in peace to Karen Faye. She's a good friend of mine, man. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Sagacious Taj. Stay blessed, everybody.
And welcome back, Taj, man. Yeah, that
Yeah,
show,
man.
man, when we sensed that pain, man, that kind of hit me kind of hard, man. So, you know.
Yo, I broke down in tears as soon as I got off. I didn't want to do it on the show, man.
Yeah.
Nah, we understand, man. But yeah, definitely, man. Sorry for that loss and stuff, man. But glad to have you around, man, your energy and stuff like that. So
Yeah, man.
all right, CLS.
Well, I mean, it's been fun. Enjoyed the talk. Enjoyed the conversation, you know. Had a good time, you know.
Hey man, you got that radio voice, man. I'm telling you.
And you can so you can follow me if you want to, you know, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you know, this is CLS, you know, it's on screen right there. Yeah, I get that from my dad, by the way.
Yeah, that's I saw the picture of you and him when he was doing the radio thing, man. That I would love to hear his voice, man. How he sounded on the radio.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, he was dope. Yeah, he was that dude back in the day, man. You know, like you be hanging around your father's like his old partners, his homeboys over there, and they start telling all these stories. Yeah, he was the shit back in the day. Yo. He was DJing. People think it's the rappers they get all the chase. It was the DJs getting it was the
DJs back in the day. Yeah, absolutely, man.
The DJ came first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man.
He was that dude.
I remember the park jams and shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I'll go ahead and just definitely great conversation and stuff like that. I was actually gonna keep this one short, but I mean it just flowed. And Taj introduced that great scenario and stuff like that. But man, tune into the channel like Manic said. You know, we got the movie reviews and stuff like that. That's been doing pretty good, and you know we keep expanding out, having conversations and stuff. So we've been dropping other videos also, but tune into everybody's channels and stuff like that. And yeah, like Manic said, man, we try to bring some humor and, you know, it's authentic, you know, because I see a lot of stuff where everybody's just got to be the tough guy and never got turned down in life. And it's just like, all right, man, that's corny and shit. Like, come on, we could be honest with stuff. Nobody's going to ever have any growth and, you know, kind of learn from people if everybody's just always capping and you got to be the top of everything and shit like that. So it's just like, we try to be honest and stuff like that. That might be corny to some people. Who gives a shit? Don't operate off of what others people think, man. Be yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we try to do over here. Just have fun, man. Where we can let our hair down and everybody ain't all walking on eggshells around other people and stuff like that. So, all right, man, we'll go ahead and close this out, man. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have the Manic Genius battle versus the CLS. So we'll keep y'all updated on that. And all right, man. Peace.